I'm probably saying that with my camera off, so that's a bad leading by example. But 1 second. All right. Hello. Welcome everyone. We appreciate you for joining our Macam Virtual Workshop Spring Break Edition. Hope you all enjoyed this week's segment. But just starting off, my name is Mark Jonathan, facilitators.
I'm G.
My name is Aja.
And we have a wonderful workshop for you all this week. But first, welcome to the Macam Workshop. Make a Chess Move is the organization. Before we get started, if we could have some Tasburikas from our viewers, I don't want to call y'all students, even though y'all are kind of learning with us. But yeah, for the people in the workshop, if y'all can give us a Tasburika, we can go ahead and get this show on the road. And again, as the comment says, please have your camera on. That is how you get paid today, or this week, I'm sorry. And here at Macam, we do voluntold, so you know.
I was not understanding what you were saying very well. Are we just introducing ourselves?
So do you not know what a Taswirika is?
It's been a while. Yeah.
Taswirika, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Do anybody know what a Taswirika is? Crickets.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. This is the 14 through 26, right?
Did they say they don't know what a Taswirika is?
That's what
How
they said.
old are y'all?
Taswirika?
I don't know what it stands for, but tell me something I don't know about yourself. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, she got it. She know what it is. Look, what she say she is? She said she a Malcolm veteran. She said, I know what this is.
Absolutely. But yes, it is. Tell us something we don't know, and it's got to be about you. And if anyone else on these screens know it, then you got to pick something else.
Oh, that's an L. Okay. Damn, Phil's in here. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I got COVID 2 weeks ago, and I'm finally free of it. So here we go. You know, finally out of the quarantine. And that's one of the only things I haven't told Phil yet. So there we go. I know Phil doesn't know that.
I'm glad you're still here with us.
Thank you. It's been very, very stressful. I actually lost all sense of smell and taste. Like I couldn't smell candles, nothing. It was like acetone. I tried to smell like nail polish remover and I couldn't smell it. Like I've never had anything like this in my entire life.
Okay, did your sense of smell come back?
It's coming back slowly. Like I saw some video where you like pinch your eye and get flicked in the back of the head, and then I could smell pine trees again. So, you know, I don't believe in stuff that isn't real, but it worked. So, you know, it's whatever.
That's crazy. And did you lose your sense of taste too, or just your smell?
Yeah. I made chicken soup that just tasted like water, and I know I over seasoned it, so I know it was like there was like chunks of rosemary that you would like get stuck in your teeth. So I know you could taste something. So like it was all bad.
That's tragic.
A world where I can't taste is a world I don't want to live in.
Man,
you're telling me. Like it was close. I was right there. Like. I'm lucky I live on the first floor now instead of the third. It could have been that fast.
That's crazy. But Mark, you now have the privileges of volunteering someone else in this group.
Oh man. Let's hear Gabe. What's going on, man?
Gabe, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm just excited to do this, but the one thing that nobody knows about me, since I've never met any of you guys, I'm Guatemalan. So yeah.
Oh.
Heard you.
How old are you? 14?
Yeah, I'm 14.
Yeah. Nice.
Lit.
Welcome to the big leagues.
He ain't there yet.
Hey, he's getting there.
Yeah, real fast. It's gonna happen real fast. All right, Gabe, go ahead and volunteer the next person, please.
Nashra.
I have 4 siblings, and it's Nashara. I know some people pronounce it like Nashra.
Shara. It's corrected. We gonna get into our names on our activity to make sure we know everybody good and well. Oh, my bad. Should we say that for y'all? Or what? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But help me with your name one more time. It just slid me. Nashara, right? Okay,
Yeah.
please volunteer our next person, please.
Auja.
Aja.
Yes.
My bad.
You're fine. Oh, okay. Speaking of my name, I guess the Teswitica that I can give y'all is that, like, during school and stuff, it's like when I was in middle school and elementary, teachers would try to pronounce it, but now they just call me by my last name, like Miss Brown. So yeah.
I'm weak. I used to have that same issue. It's like, no, I'm playing.
I was gonna say I doubt it.
It's like, no, I'm playing.
I used to have that same issue.
Mark Jonathan, yeah,
I
I
did
bet.
too.
But please volunteer our next person, Miss Brown.
Okay. Is it pronounced? Is it? I feel like the T is silent. Is it Malay or I don't want to. I don't want to butcher your name. How do you pronounce your name?
My name is Mahalit.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A fun fact about me is I'm bilingual.
what languages do you speak?
I speak English and Tigrinya.
What was the last one?
Tigrinya?
Give us some history on that. Give us some
please.
history on that language.
Okay. Sure. Basically, my parents and I are from Ethiopia, and there's a northern region in Ethiopia called Tigray, and one of the languages we speak is Tigrinya.
Nice. That's
So
what's up.
if I asked you to say a sentence, you would be able to?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you say I like chicken? And you're gonna have to help me with this all day, probably.
Okay. Dorho you photo ear. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really nervous.
No. Say it again. You did that great.
Okay,
That was
okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, you did that great.
Okay. Dorho you photo ear. So that's I like.
I can't repeat that, but
Maybe like a few beats per minute slower.
Okay. Dorho photo ear. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Spot on.
And then like pronouncing your name is like saying my wallet, but like with less W's, right?
Or
Mahalit.
yeah.
Yeah, Mahalit.
Bet.
That's dope. That's a pretty name too.
Thank you.
That's an awesome Teswitica. All right. Well, shoot, we might as well get through everybody. So go ahead and volunteer the next person.
How about Bethania?
Sorry, this lighting low-key really bad. But anyways, I don't know. I guess something that no one knows about me is that actress. Yeah.
One more time, you cut out on my screen.
Oh, my dream job is to be an actress, but you know, it's a dream job. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
It don't have to be a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Thank you. I'm gonna try. Hobby something. Just
do that.
Yeah, you do that for sure.
There's actually a production agency opening in Colorado in the next 2 years that's getting built up in Golden. So you should look into that. There's a whole production agency coming out here from Hollywood, and they're gonna fully move here, and they're gonna need all types of interns, actresses, everything.
Look at us plugging each other at the Macam workshop.
You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All of the above. If you could please volunteer our next person though. And then we'll say the rest of the.
Fevin.
Hi, my Taswirka is English wasn't my first language.
Okay, so you know my next question.
It's Amarina.
One more time.
Amarina.
Give us some history on that. Give us some history.
Like Mahal it said, I also come from Ethiopia. And unlike her, it's not in the Tigray region. It's Addis Ababa and they speak it there.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so how do you say I like chicken in your language?
Doro Yuadalo.
Okay, so similar but different. Similar but different. Okay.
This is crazy. Okay, so we got some bilingualness. I don't know if that's the correct way to say that. But yes, I like it. I like this workshop. But we're gonna save the rest of our Taswirikas for when we have break time, when we come back from that. So definitely hold on to yours. If you haven't thought of one, this is your time to think now. But now is our introduction into Macam. For those who are new, Macam stands for make a chess move, where we do just that. We make our next move our best move. How Macam has helped me personally was when I first walked into Macam, I only thought of Macam as just like learning the basic skills of chess. Chess was really interesting. My father gave me the basics of it. Nothing really too crazy. But throughout doing the workshop, or not the workshop, it was an elective at the time, with Phil, our founder, I began to realize that it's a lot more than just chess. You feel me? It's making your best move, your next move the best move in everything you do, whether it's on a basketball court, acting and performing, or just life in general. So our mission statement is we are Macam, Make a Chess Move, a nonprofit organization based in the heart of Denver, Colorado, where our mission is to develop tenacious learners, compassionate leaders, and ethically driven critical thinkers. That is all of y'all. All right. And to end, we work to reteach common sense, which unfortunately is not so common. All right. So y'all rocking with me. I appreciate you all for joining today's workshop. And then throughout the week, we're going to continue to do great things. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to my homegirl, Aja. Do what you going to do. Okay, y'all let it get violent.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up so I can share my screen. Sorry, y'all.
All good. But we hope this workshop eventually retains you all. You feel me? We are a family. So we like to keep all of y'all in the family as we continue to do great work. You feel me? Appreciate y'all. You're a co-host, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to pull it up again.
You're good.
Okay, so, all right, so I'm gonna be going over, well, okay, I'm not gonna tell you that first. I'm gonna just start off with, okay, so the first thing that you guys see on, right here is board. Okay, so the first thing that you'll notice is probably the different colors and, all the just different stuff like that. So on a chessboard, you have a total of 64 squares. So that's 8 long, 8 wide, I guess. I can't remember how you're supposed to say that, but yeah. So it's 64 squares total, 32 black, 32 white squares. And if you also notice, you'll see the letters and the numbers on the chessboard. Now, those are essentially the first and the last name of each square on the chessboard. So just, how we went over our names, different stuff like that. The squares on the chessboard also have first and last names as well. So let's see. So, okay, right here, this square right here would be considered B2. So you always say the letter first and then the number. Now the letters and the numbers both do have official names. And so the letters are called files and then the numbers are ranks. So you say the file first, followed by the rank. And once again, that's the letter first, followed by the number. And so then if you notice the white pawns, and like I said, I'll get into the pawns later, but the white pawns start on the 2nd rank, and then the black pawns start on the 7th rank. And so because of that, the white's territory is from the 1st rank to the 4th rank, and black's territory is from the 5th rank to the 8th rank. And so, yeah, so that's white's territory and then black's territory. So 1 through 4 is white, 5 through 8 is black. And then, okay, so also, once again, going back to the letters or the files, A through D is the queen side of the board, and you guys will get in, you'll see why a little bit later. So yeah, A through D is the queen side of the board, and then E through H is the king side of the board. So that's pretty much it with as far as the board. So do we have any other questions or any questions about that before I move on?
None for me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take that response and the rest of the silence as, you know, y'all got it. So, so now as you guys can see, these right here are the pawns. Now pawns are each worth 1 point. So in total, you have a total of 8 pawns or 8 points because you start off with 8 pawns. Now pawns can move 1 or 2 squares on their first move, but only on their first move. So after that, only 1 move. So let me just go ahead and show you guys that. And okay, so with pawns, they can move 2 squares on their first move or 1. And they can only move forward. They cannot move backwards, and they don't move any other direction unless they're attacking. So let me show you guys that. So let's say that another pawn comes to challenge, or my opponent's pawn comes to challenge me. So pawns attack diagonally, okay? Just like that. So, so you know, that's 1 point that you're gained after you capture your opponent's pawn. And so, okay, let's see. Let's say that I make it all the way down to my opponent's rank, so the 8th rank back here. If I make it to my opponent's end rank, I'm then able to pawn promote to a greater piece, so a piece worth more points, and that is physically able to do more. So these are the queen, the knight, the rook, and the bishop. And we'll, like I said, we'll get into those later, but yeah. And so another thing with pawns is we're going to go ahead and get into en passant. And has anybody heard of en passant, or does anybody know what that might mean?
Yeah, it's like a defensive move, right?
It's, in my opinion, it's more offensive. But so en passant is essentially in passing. It means in passing in French. And so let me just show you guys how this plays out. Sorry, okay, oops, dang. Okay, so as you guys seen, pawns attack diagonally, okay? And so let's say that, and then, okay, going back to white's territory versus black's territory, once black or white, whichever one invades the other person's territory, they're now able to do en passant if these steps happen. So let's say, you know, black is on the 4th rank, okay? So it's now entering my territory, let's say. So let's say, and as I said, pawns do attack diagonally. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even really want the smoke. I'm gonna just go ahead and skip, you know, jump 2 pieces. This pawn can still capture me because of en passant, just like so. However, you can only do this right then and there. You cannot come back to it. You cannot save it for later. You know, you can't do anything like that. When en passant, you know, when it occurs, you have to do it right then and there or never. So, and that only happens when you're invading the other person's territory. So it can happen on black side as well, but we're just showing you the example on white side. So does anybody have any questions regarding that? Or en passant, rather?
Yes, I have a question, but more so on the board itself. Okay. So are there any squares that's a little more important or special than the others?
Okay, so these squares right here, the center squares, D4, D5, E4, and E5 are the center squares on the board. And they, they're the most important squares on the board per se, because they're the center squares and it helps you control the game. So just like in your life, you want to control your center, not necessarily control the people around you, but control who you have around you rather. You want to control those 4 squares of the board. So control what pieces are there, because as you can see, that's where the middle of the board is. So once, that line is crossed, you're now either being invaded or invading your opponent's territory. So yeah, and if you guys notice, they're also all connected to these back squares. I guess back squares, the ones to the farthest corners. Sorry, y'all, it's hard for me to, I'll be trying to figure out what to say. But okay, so A1, A8, H1, and H8 are all connected to D4, D5, E4, and E5. So those are also as important as well because, they're connected and you need to pay attention to those squares as well to help you control the game better, I guess you can say. So yeah, any other questions before we continue on? All right, I'm gonna take y'all silence and shaking heads as no. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and got into the pawns. And before we go on, how many points is the pawn worth again? Can somebody come off mute and just?
1 point.
Good job, 1 point. All right, so now we're getting into the bishop. The bishop is worth 3 points. And if you guys notice, the bishop does have a slash or a diagonal on its head. And that right there tells you exactly how it moves. So unlike the pawn, the bishop moves diagonally and attacks diagonally as well. So, and it can move as far as it wants, unlike the pawn as well, because, the pawn can only move between 1 and 2 squares. However, that's only on its first move. Now, the bishop can move as far as it wants, as far as it can see, all of that. And like I said, they do attack in the same way that they move, okay, which is diagonally. Another thing is, let me see. So as you guys can see, the bishops, you have 2 bishops. Each player starts with 2 bishops. However, each bishop starts on the opposing color. So you're going to have 1 bishop on a white colored square and then another bishop on a darker square. And so you shouldn't have 2 bishops on the same color unless you have already pawn promoted. If you haven't, you need to check your pieces because they're not supposed to be on the same color unless you have pawn promoted. Trying to make sure I'm covering everything. So yeah, they're pretty straightforward after that. So the bishop is worth 3 points, the pawn is worth 1, and the bishop does move diagonally. So let me just show y'all that. So based on, based on the chess notation, so the first and last name of each square, can somebody come off mute and tell me where the bishop starts and where it moves to? Like what square it starts on and what square it moves to? Y'all know we do voluntold, so.
Yeah, so you'd move from C1 to like F4 if you wanted to move the dark colored one. That's usually like a pretty strong opening move because you can defend the center with it.
And like Mark was saying, definitely you're controlling that center E5 square. So that's a good move right there. Let's see. Okay, let me see. All right, somebody else, let me see. Fevin, can you tell me where this bishop started and where it moved to, please? And
sorry,
it's highlighted just in case.
Oh, the F one? It went from 1F to 4C.
You're right, but just switch it. So it's the letter first and then the number, but you're still right. So yeah, it moved from F1 to C4. Can somebody else come off mute and tell me where the bishop started and where it moved to? And like I said, if you guys can see, the original square that it was on is highlighted, just in case you didn't see it move.
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
So sorry, I have the camera on a different screen. But the bishop started at F8 and then also moved to C5.
All right, so y'all, all right, so now we're gonna go ahead and move into another piece. And then after all of this, I'm gonna have you guys set up, well, we'll get into that later. I need to stop jumping the gun. All right, so we went over the pawn, the bishop, and now we're gonna go ahead and get into the rook. All right, so this piece right here is the rook. And honestly, I don't know, people kind of look at me crazy when I say this, but the rook is like my favorite piece. It's between the rook and the queen. I don't know why. Well, I do know. I don't know. I just like the way the rook moves. It's cool. I don't know. But anyway, so just like the bishop, the rook does have like slashes or marks or whatever on top of its head to let you know how it moves. So based on, how the rook looks, can somebody come off mute and tell me how they think that it would move?
Diagonal, horizontal. Sorry.
That's part of it. Horizontal.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. Horizontal.
Sorry, vertical and horizontal. Sorry.
You're fine. But yeah, so vertically and horizontally. So, and then I didn't mention this, but rooks are worth 5 points. So yeah, horizontally and vertically. Let me just show y'all that. Also in the game of chess, I didn't mention this, but white always goes first. So, normally we will start off with a handshake. Each game begins and ends. However, we are virtual, so we're just going to do a virtual handshake. But yeah, so, okay, so rooks move horizontally and vertically, and they attack in the same way that they move as well. So, as you've seen, they attack vertically, attack horizontal, okay, they attack horizontally as well, vertically and horizontally. Let me see. And another thing with chess, you can never move twice. So once you move, your opponent moves next. Also, another thing too, like I said with the pawns aren't able to move backwards, but pretty much every other piece is. So let's say that I went right here, okay? Let's say I moved my rook from h1 to h7, and I'm like, dang, I didn't even realize that that rook was right there, even though rooks still can move vertically, but I'm just showing y'all this for sake of the, example, I guess. So let's say that I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move all the way back down here. So rooks are able to move back to their original square or wherever they were from, or not from, but wherever they moved from first or whatever. So yeah, does anybody have any questions as far as the rook goes?
So like with the rook, that's a piece that can touch every single board, every single space on the board, right?
Essentially, yes.
So like a bishop only touches 50% of the board because it's either all white or all black squares.
I've never
But like the rook can move between all the colors. Okay.
Yeah. So just as long, and it can't move diagonally, so it
Right.
has to go through. But yeah, if you want to be on the C file, just slide to the C file, and then there you go. So yeah. But okay, sorry, y'all. I'm looking at my notes, just making sure that I'm covering everything. Okay, so yeah, that's the rook. Okay, so before I keep going, because I just want to make sure that y'all really got it, because y'all ain't saying nothing, but y'all might be having questions. So I'm gonna start calling on y'all. So, can somebody tell me how many points the bishop is worth?
3.
3 points. How many points is? Oh no! How many squares can a pawn move on its first move?
2.
And then after that,
y'all hear me, Cal?
Okay,
can y'all
so
see me
after,
and hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yep, they can see and hear me.
All right, so then after those potential 2 moves, how many moves does a pawn move from that point forward?
Uno.
Or how many squares? Yep. Okay, so y'all got it. Y'all been listening, paying attention, all that. All right, so let me make sure. All right, so now we're gonna have a tournament on Friday, a chess tournament. And so, I'm gonna have y'all set up y'all's chess.com accounts just so that we can make sure that everybody's playing. But before I get into that, does anybody have any questions? Because like I said, it's gonna be a tournament. So speak now or forever hold y'all's peace.
So what about knights? Because we only talked about like the bishops and the rooks and pawns. How do knights move?
So yeah, Mark is gonna get into the knights and the queen and other stuff like that. So does anybody have any questions?
How much is
Do we have to memorize like all of the names of the things?
Yeah, because so okay, in chess, like let's say that you were in person with somebody and you were doing an actual chess tournament, you would need to write down, you know, where you moved and different stuff like that. And so you use an abbreviated letter. So okay, for example, if I move my rook, let's say I move my rook from H1 to H8, I'm gonna need to put white just went. So let's say I move my rook from H8 to H1. I'm gonna need to write a capitalized R, H1, you know, all that. So it has to do with chess notation and, you know, just remembering the pieces and different stuff like that. So the more that you remember, the better off you are, I guess you could say.
Oh.
So yeah, just as Mark put in the chat.
That was
Oh, never mind, my bad. But yeah, okay. But yeah, that was a good question, but does anybody have any other questions?
How much is the rook worth again? 5
points.
Heard you.
5 points for the rook, 3 points for the bishop, 1 point for the pawn. Matter of fact, okay, so can somebody tell me what en passant means and how it works?
That's in passing in French. And it works to pretty much like stop a push from the other side, because otherwise it'd be unfair and they could like move two past your pawn and you wouldn't be able to take it back. So it pretty much keeps the game balanced.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you got it. And can somebody else come off mute and tell me how pawn promotion works?
A pawn can get promoted when it reaches the other side of the board from where it started from, and it can be a queen. I'm just gonna guess the rest: bishop, knight, and rook.
Yep, you got it. And honestly, most people just promote to a queen, but depending on, you know, the setup of the board at that point, you might want to promote to maybe a knight or something like that to create a better advantage for yourself. But yeah, and then once again, just to go over this, these are the files, the letters are the files, and the numbers are the ranks. Okay, so files go upward, ranks go horizontally. So it's always file, then rank. So B2 is right here. D3 is right here. You know, it's letter first, then number. But okay, so y'all seem not to have no questions and y'all seem like y'all getting it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go on with chess.com. So like I said, we are using chess.com and we will be having a tournament on Friday. So if everybody could, can you guys start to make yourselves chess.com accounts? So let me I'm gonna go ahead and log out just so that you guys can see me do it. I'm not going to be actually creating one because I personally already have a chess.com account. So, okay, you can choose whatever username you want to. For the sake of the example, I'm going to just use Aja 03, I guess. And so you're going to create your own username, your email, and then your preferred password. And okay, so if you guys have never played chess before, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and choose new to chess. However, if you have played chess before, then you can go ahead and choose wherever you feel like you are. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, or expert.
Are we doing this right now?
Setting up the chess.com accounts or the tournament?
The chess.com accounts. We setting them up right now?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
So just y'all let me know when y'all set up the chess.com accounts and then we'll move forward with that.
I got my account already.
Okay.
Once you set it up, can you send me a challenge, not a challenge or a friend request, to Macam303, please? Or you can drop your username in the chat box. Dank, doink, Don't, did I say that right?
I seen that too.
I don't know. I just said the first thing that popped up on my mind.
Hey, you all good. Do you know if you could change your name in chess.com?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I heard that. Hold on.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So does anybody have any questions, or is anybody having any problems as far as setting up their chess.com account?
Oh, I'm signed up.
What'd you say?
I said, no, I'm signed up.
It's just asking me to verify my email, so that's all I'm like really stuck on right now.
Mark, how you been, homie?
Big chillin'. How you been, fam?
You know, man, suck a ducky.
Hell yeah. We out here
So
living
has
our best
everybody
lives.
set up their chess.com account?
I signed up.
Yeah, mine's all done.
All right, so let me go ahead and log in. So, okay, so after that, I need y'all to go ahead and join our club. So gonna go to connect and like hover over the connect portion. And then right here, go to clubs. And then where it says type in a club name, I need y'all to type in make a chess move dash Macam exactly how it appears.
Could you show us the club name again?
Yeah, I can. Hold on. So it's make, capitalize M in make, capitalize A. Okay. Here, I'll just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I had forgotten the dash.
Where do we click club at again? Where do we find the club?
Under connect.
So,
you know, on the side? Yeah. Hey Phil, I think it worked. I think I could like added the friend thing.
So it should look just like that when you plug it in. And go ahead and join our club. And once again, this is for a chess tournament that we're going to be having on Friday. So, and you know, at first we was going to have it on Tuesday, but I'm like, you know, let's give them a little chance to practice and, you know, get to know chess. Cause you know, it didn't take me a day to learn how to play chess and to, you know, get semi good at it. So I'm giving y'all, you know, a couple of days to get prepared so that y'all ready for this tournament. Okay. So yeah, just be on y'all's own time, just, you know, play a few games. And that's another thing too, with everybody putting, you know, their usernames and stuff like that in the chat, feel free to send requests to each other. Feel free to send requests to us, the facilitators, you know, stuff like that. Because, you know, we're trying to get y'all to think of us as family. We're trying to get us all closer. So, you know, send us a friendly invite. But yeah, so, and then I guess let me put mine in the chat too, just in case y'all want to send me one. That's mine. So yeah, but is anybody having any issues as far as setting up the chess.com account or joining the club?
Yeah, when I say join, it's showing like this note box that I have to write. Do I have to write anything in it?
No, you don't. Just go ahead and just send the request. Let me see how many people we have so I can accept.
Mine's all the way through now. I'm good.
Okay. Dang. All right, I think that was 6, I believe. Let me see. All right, I just added everybody back. So yeah. sorry, y'all. I know I went really, really, really fast. My bad. I did not mean to. So once again, does anybody have any questions about anything that we've been over thus far? Because like I said, we're having a tournament, y'all. I don't think y'all understand, like, a tournament, not just a friendly little game, like it's battle to the death of the chessboard. So do y'all have any questions or anything? Y'all know how the pawns move, the bishops, the rook, y'all know the point system, y'all know the ranks and files, y'all know the center squares, y'all know everything.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let me see. I'm pretty sure we had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that was 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, does anybody else need to be added or need any help as far as
else if they don't have that? Because she said pull up to the window.
Do y'all see me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, not me on like my face. My name on the couch.
Oh.
Yep, I go right there.
Okay, then yeah. So we'll start with the tournament and everything like that on Friday. Sorry.
Do you have handheld?
Okay, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead because, like I said, I feel like I went fast. So I'm gonna go back to the chessboard and I'm gonna test y'all. I'm gonna have somebody tell me. Oh, I had the chess.com already open, but I'm gonna have somebody tell me some stuff. I'm gonna be calling on y'all. I'm gonna be calling on y'all and I'll see what y'all know. All right, so since we started off with the rook, or the page opened up to the rook, can somebody tell me how many points they're worth again?
5.
Oh, heard you.
Okay, and so what can help you remember how the rook moves?
The marking
dashes. Oh yeah.
They both got it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so can a pawn move backwards? No. Okay, I see y'all's head shaking. All right, this is the trick question. Maybe, I don't know. So when pawn promotion, with white right here, can I pawn promote right here on B1? How would I be able to pawn promote for white? Can I pawn promote on B1 or do I have to be on B8?
You have to be on
B8.
Okay, so I guess it wasn't that much of a trick question. So yeah, and that's because white's territory is 1 through 4. So it has to reach its opponent's back rank, not its own. And it wouldn't be able to reach its back rank anyways because it can't move backwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the bishop then, because y'all got to know everything. That's what I'm thinking, because y'all not saying nothing. And y'all getting the questions right anyway, so let me see. All right. Okay, so with the bishop, how many points is the bishop worth?
3.
Mm-hmm. And let me see. What color should the bishop start on?
The dark or the light bishop? Which one?
Tell me, should they both be on the same color? How does that work?
You need one on C3 and one on F8. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they do have burritos.
Sorry, what am I talking about? C1 and C6, right?
C1,
yeah. And F6.
Well, no,
I'm sorry,
C8,
F1.
Yeah.
It's C1 and F1, and then C8 and F8.
Mm-hmm. And so they should always be on opposite colors. So you're going to start off with 2 bishops, and they should each be on opposite colors. And so that's another thing too that I didn't say with the rook. The rooks both start on the ends of the board. So there's a rook on A1, a rook on H1, and then your opponent has rooks on H8 or A8 or an A8, sorry. And then, another thing too that most people, and honestly, I didn't even really think about it like this too at first, is when playing a actual game, like a physical game of chess, you should always look at the board, like the files in the rank right there, like the little right corner, so that you can see, that's left corner, so that you can know if you're playing white or black. Because, I used to just kind of flip the board any kind of way and then just start putting pieces on. But the ranks, will tell you where you're starting or what color you are based on how they start. So yeah, but anyways, back to that. Rook start on the outside corner, so H1, A1, A8, and H8, and bishops start on F1, C1, C8, and then F8 as well. And then pawns are essentially all the way in front. They always are white pawns are at the second rank, and then black pawns are on the 7th rank. Do we have any other questions? All right, so with that being said, then somebody play me right now. I'm just playing. But yeah.
Want to run a game? I'll run a game with you.
We could do that. It's like, no, okay, all right. Did you put your
yeah, it's in the club if that's how you can add me the easiest.
Okay, let me see. I should have just kept on my club. Okay, let me see. All right, for the sake of time, I'm gonna do a 5-minute game.
Oh, okay, that works.
Are you playing a game? Because it says that either.
Oh, let me get out of this game. Let me resign something. Wait 1 second. Goddamn, he only has 14 seconds. I'm trying to win.
Go ahead. 14 seconds. That's nothing. You got it.
Hell yeah, thank you. Bam.
But yeah, and like I was saying at first, y'all be sure to, or not be sure, but feel free to, play your fellow Macam peers, just so that y'all can get to know each other, because we're gonna be here till Friday. So y'all,
he had 6 seconds less and hung his queen. Can't be doing that. My bad.
But
sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine. But yeah, we want y'all to get close to us and get close to each other, so that y'all can come back, and join our Macam family. So yeah. Feel free, to send me requests, Mark, G, everybody on here. Just feel free to send us all challenges.
Y'all don't want to smoke with me though. Y'all gotta graduate. But anyways.
What?
But anyways.
You can line that up.
How much money have you made off of Phil?
Hey, did you want to break, Audrey?
Right after the meeting.
Did you have more to say?
We was just gonna run a game right quick, but if it's up to you, really. It is 5-3.
We can watch your games for sure, and then after that, we're gonna break for 10 minutes, and then be right back. Lesson 2.
Am I playing with someone from the group right now, or is somebody here, Byron Stewart?
I don't think so.
Somebody invited me to a game. I don't even know them. Never even met this person. Cool. I just lost 237. God damn. Let's see. Clubs. Macam. Chat. Oh, how do you see members? Match. Live matches. Members. What's your account name? Oh, here we go.
Sorry. Okay.
How do I do this? Challenge. Bam. You have been challenged.
So, y'all, just a disclaimer. I'm going to take you easy on him. So.
You shouldn't disclaim things like that. That's an aggressive start. That's like saying I don't have a poker face when you sit down at the table. Like, that's not fun. I'm just a child of God. I don't need this negativity.
Did I send it? Oh, okay. No.
I sent it to you. I think you got to accept. Oh. And then Phil just tried to. Phil just challenged me at the same time.
I'm playing on his account.
Oh, you are? Okay, that's you. Okay, bet. Accept. Okay, here we go.
All right. So, I'm going to open with something. You know what I'm saying? I think I opened wrong, actually.
You know the Stafford Gambit?
Huh?
You know the Stafford Gambit? Move your same
yeah.
knight. Move your same knight that I just moved.
I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm just playing. But not right now. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't even do it. I can't, not right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's an emotional feel. I feel that.
So, but no, I'm
Just
just
a little
playing.
bit of
Okay, so
defense, you know, just
what
a
were
little
you
bit of
talking
defense.
about?
The Stafford Gambit. It's where I give away this free pawn in the middle, and then you're supposed to take it.
See, yeah, that already sounds like something. The way you just, I give it away, and you're supposed to take it. Like, no, I don't know.
Well, you don't take free pawns? What happened to chess? Damn.
I mean, I would, but it's just the way you said it. Like, that just threw me off.
It sounds like there's some aggression happening in this group.
All right, so, y'all get to see how, chess actually works, how the pieces move, things like that. And one thing that you'll notice in chess is that you always, always, always want to protect your pieces, okay? No matter what the situation may be. Oh, I'm tripping. No matter what the situation is or whatever, you always want to protect your pieces. And that, you'll kind of see more of that, as you learn more about the pieces and all of that, whatever. But yeah, essentially, you just always want to protect your pieces. Yeah. Let me see.
You should hang your queen just to get better at the game.
I don't like how you keep suggesting stuff for me. I don't really think I'm okay.
You don't trust my suggestions, man?
Nah, it just seemed like a lot of iffy
painfulness
stuff. Let me see.
I've never done this with a live audience. My hands are getting sweaty.
And I'll hand somebody a lesson when I get done with my chess lesson.
That's a feel.
Yeah.
Whoa, what can I do here? Push, take. Let's connect my rooks. Oh man.
Dang.
We out here.
All right, but I mean, it is 5:59 now. So, Mark, if you want to go ahead and dismiss everybody on the break, we can keep our game. No, I'm just saying we can keep our game going. But
that was just funny. Well, if you don't want, Mark, if you want to make sure that none of these guys can see this, we can just go to break right now. But
oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that move. That's not my favorite move.
I mean, you maybe learn.
We out here. We making chess moves.
All right, y'all. So, all right, but yeah. So
you were talking. You were saying a lot. We out here, man.
Like I said, I was taking it easy. I didn't want to hurt his
See, that's exactly the problem.
That's
exactly the problem right there. I was taking it easy. I started the game without my queen. I already wasn't even using it. Like, you don't even know how to play. My queen never left the back rank. That's how you know I was just taking it easy on you, Mark.
Right.
Her job is a facilitator to make you feel better. You feel me?
Right. Correct. See?
I'll run it back if you'd like to.
Well, at this time,
we on break.
We on break. We on break. Take a break. I just like playing
Hey,
chess.
like she said, at this time, you guys can take a break, whether get some water, stretch your legs, whatever the case may be. We will reconvene in about 10 minutes. So I will see you all 6:10, 6:11 type of time.
Bet.
See y'all then. Feel free to turn your cameras off, whatever y'all gotta do. I don't turn down nothing. How you doing? How you doing? We're just in break time right now. So we will reconvene in about 10 minutes. We will reconvene in about 10 minutes, you all.
Shay, we are in another Zoom. So if you can check your email real fast, I'm gonna actually text you the Zoom that we're in. I just want to make sure that nobody was over here. All right, hold on.
That makes a lot of sense. I think we had some members.
They been hopping on?
Yeah. Like I had a Sinke McKinney, Kate Croft.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Let me see if they're sending an email. Yeah, they had the wrong link. Top of the top, Q. I just heard the youth was saying, man. I just had a K McKinney.
They said, "Who is that?"
Yeah. Kate Croft.
Yeah, we was in there for
All right, y'all, what's happening? What's happening? If y'all could come back to the cameras, please. Por favor. To my bilingual speakers, they're gonna have to teach me how to say please in their native language.
I mean, I think they
I
speak
still
English
don't
though,
know how
right?
to pronounce either one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna work on it the whole week. But yes, to my native speakers. Oh, hold on. I'm asking y'all to turn y'all cameras on. Mine isn't on. Hold on. All right, that's better. How was y'all's break? Exciting?
It was captivating, yes.
That's awesome. Hopefully you guys accomplished everything you needed to do. I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and crush out these last 50 minutes or so. All right. I'm gonna wait for just a few more. Is that not the same Gabe as Gabriel? Is that you, bro, or that's a different one? You good, bro? Take your time.
Yeah.
That's a Russian bot.
No, it's me.
Okay,
I just
sure.
I just have my computer right here because it doesn't have a camera. So I'm on the Zoom meeting with my camera on my tablet.
Got you. I appreciate you for making it work, bro.
No problem.
All right, so before we get into the chess lesson part 2, if we could go ahead and have our last couple of tests Woodaka. So if you already went the first time, you do not have to go again. But for those who did not go, if you can volunteer yourself so I don't have to be mean and voluntold you, that would be perfect.
I'll start. So
Yes,
a tough
ma'am.
about me is that I'm thinking of being a criminal defense lawyer when I get older.
Yes, ma'am. We need a lot more of those.
Right.
I appreciate you. Okay, I'll give you the privilege of volunteering our next person.
I think Trinity hasn't gone yet.
Trinity.
Hi. Thing about me is Philip is my cousin. Yeah, that's an interesting fact about me. And my sister's in it too.
Okay.
Yeah, she has the same
Welcome
background.
to the family, kinda, even though you was already in the family. Please volunteer our next person, unless we have a volunteer.
Well, did Tierra already go? Did you already go?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'll volunteer Tierra.
Tierra, you've been volunteered. Tell us something we don't know about you.
Yo, Tierra fam, you're still muted.
Here, let me see. Okay. Oh, it's unmuted. Okay, so I'm gonna use her phone because mine doesn't want to unmute or whatever. So yeah, Philip's my cousin, so I guess that's unique about me.
No, he said something different.
Oh, different? Oh yeah, that's different, I guess.
No, besides what I said.
Oh, great. Dang. I have no idea. Oh, I can say I like to draw. So yeah.
You like what?
Draw.
Mom told you.
Oh, to draw. That's what's up. You got something you can show us? Do you mind?
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
What if she was like, "No, I've never drawn anything before"? I said, "No." What if she was like, "No, I've never drawn anything before. I ain't got nothing for you."
That right there.
She wanted to show your dress.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and then this stuff right here on my dresser.
I really like those.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I was supposed to finish it, but then I didn't use the right paint, so I gave up on that. So, so yeah.
It'd be like that. Painting is hard.
Thanks,
so
guys.
if we don't have another volunteer, please volunteer the next person.
Has QT gone yet?
No, he hasn't. QT.
What's up with drums?
What's good? Tell us something we don't know about you.
My favorite movie is Forrest Gump. I know y'all already know that.
That's a classic for real. And now when
That's
you
my
hear every
favorite
day.
movie. I love that movie. Me and Forrest Gump got something in common. The world treats you different when you make it.
Okay.
Life's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. That's my favorite. That's my favorite quote of all time, darn near. Let's see. I believe that's everybody.
Let me see what's your favorite.
Shoot. Sure. I mean, I guess I could go. I don't really got nothing for y'all though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, we know you got something.
I ain't gonna. Oh, I'm going to Vegas for my 21st.
Damn, you ain't 21 yet, bro?
Nah, I turned 21 in April.
Hey, congrats, bro. That's gonna be a turn up.
Absolutely.
Mark, how old are you?
I just turned 23 back in February.
I'll be 23 in October.
Yeah, see, my brother was born in October, so you right around like the same.
I didn't know y'all was that much older than me.
I happen to be like almost 300. It's pretty crazy. It's gross. Yeah, it's not fun at all.
Oh, what? Hey,
that's some Butler stuff to just never tell people your age and just act like you like ridiculously old. Like
you said 300. That's crazy.
For real.
Hey, but we appreciate you all for doing that little activity with us. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the chess lesson part 2. Thank you, Aja, for doing your thing as always. Now it's my turn. So it would probably be best if I share my screen, right, huh? All right. So everybody can see this, correct? All right, let's do this. So I am tasked with introducing the queen, king, knight, and then castling and checkmate, stalemate, and all that good stuff to you all tonight. So I'm gonna run through rather quickly for the sake of time. Please stop me if you don't understand anything or would rather me repeat myself and explain twice. I don't have no problem doing either one. But as you can see here, I will be going over the queen. So the queen is gonna be found on the D file in this original position. The queen always goes on her color. So for the white queen, it's gonna start on the white square. And for the black queen, it will start on the dark square. Understood? Understood. So the queen is the combination of the rook and the bishop. So what that means is the rook or the queen can attack, excuse me, not that one. The queen can attack both horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. So this queen can attack this bishop here on this diagonal. And if it was in this original position, it can attack this rook. All right, the queen is worth 9 points. And again, it attacks vertically, horizontally, and diagonally.
How many points do you need to win?
One more time.
You just have to take the king.
Yeah, what he said.
I thought this was. Oh, wait.
But yeah, so in short, the queen is the combination of the rook and the bishop. All right. So those were the things that Aja went over. Yeah. Hopefully that's all understood. I'll reiterate one more time. The queen is the combination of the rook and the bishop, meaning that it moves and attacks both horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. We straight?
What you gotta do is hear all those.
Let's do it. Now we will discuss the king. Needs to just get out my way. All right, so now we will discuss the king. The king can move one space in any direction. So as you can see here, or well, Whoa.
That should not be possible. That, like, it shouldn't even be able to do that.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
That's hilarious. I've never seen chess software do that before.
So, as we can see here, why is it not? Okay, so I just on the white king, right? You see all these dots. Hopefully, it's not too blurry or anything like that. But all these dots are the spaces that the king can move. It's one space in any direction. All right. And the king, oh man, I don't know why I keep doing that. So the king starts on the original rank of the E file, or not the rank, I'm sorry, the E file. It will always be opposite of the queen because the queen goes on her color, the king goes opposite of his in its original position. And we'll get into some more moves that he can do a little bit later. But moving the king here, it can attack this pawn or anything in its original, or not direct vicinity is what I meant to say, not original. It can attack anything in its direct vicinity. So, and the king is worth the entire game. You can be up on your opponent by all of his pieces. It does not matter. If your opponent still finds some way to checkmate you and you're still up however many points, it does not matter. You already lost the game. You can only take the king in timed chess. When you're playing a normal game of chess without a timer, you can only checkmate the king to win. You cannot physically take him. I hope that makes sense. You really just attack the queen so that, or the king, I'm sorry, so it has no moves, no legal moves to make. I'm sorry, I got the hiccups, y'all. But I hope that's understood. And again, please stop me if you have any questions.
What is it called if you like aren't attacking the king, but it can't move anywhere?
It's called stalemate, and I'll get into that a little bit later.
Bet.
Yes, but it's called stalemate. Stalemate is where you aren't attacking the king and it has no legal moves to make.
Is that just like the king can't move, or all of its pieces can't move either?
Nah, if you have no legal move to make, so say, here, I could show you really quickly what a stalemate looks like. I probably should have grabbed. So this is a stalemate. Say it's black's move, this is a stalemate. Because black has no legal move to make, that'll be a stalemate. But say he had a pawn right here, it's not stalemate because, where did my black king go? It's not stalemate because he can still move this pawn.
Okay,
you feel me?
Sense. Yeah.
Understood. But if there's like a pawn in front of this one,
that's
now
stalemate
it's stalemate.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Understood. Any more questions? Moving on. I will take your silence as agreement. All right. Now we're moving on to knight. The reason why we decided to go to knight a little bit later on in the lesson, and Mark kind of asked a question about this, is because though the knight is only worth 3 points, again, the knight is only worth 3 points, so less than the rook, it still has a lot of value in the piece itself. So the way the knight moves is in an L shape or a 7. It's really easy to understand by just going 2 spaces up and then 1 to either side, or going 2 spaces to the side and 1 up or down. Just to reiterate, 2 spaces up, 1 to the side, or 2 spaces to the side, up or down, right? To the side, up or down. Anywhere you see a white pawn here is all the places that this knight can attack, which is the reason why we put it last and explaining each piece, because it can, in potential, attack 8 different pieces or protect 8 different pieces. If you see, if these were all black pawns, then those pawns are not protected by this one single knight. So that's just some of the capabilities of the knight itself. The knight is on the original ranks of B and G. For black, it will be B8, G8, and then for white, it will be B1 and G1. The knights are also the only pieces that can jump over pieces. So say, I don't know, you had a bishop here or something, it will go here, or 2 spaces to the side, and then 1 up type of deal. Is that understood? Did I explain that correctly, you all?
Understood.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate your confirmation. What else did I? Oh yeah. So if the knight was off to the side, how valuable do you think this knight now is?
Half.
Exactly. So if it's off to the side, you limit your possibilities to half. You now only have 4 spots that the knight can attack. So in theory, it would be a lot more valuable to have your knight centralized so that you use all of his possibilities. I can't think of the word I was trying to use. But yeah, he's capable of accomplishing a lot more than he would be off to the side, because he'll only be able to attack these 4 spots. Yes,
So
I believe that's
what's weird about the knight, because like bishops and rooks kind of make sense, where like bishops are always on the same color and rooks just move up and down or side to side, but don't knights like switch their color every single turn that you move them?
Absolutely. So like on a dark square now, everywhere that I can move would have to be a light square. And if I were to move to a light square, every move that I would make would now be a dark square. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so like 50% of the time it can touch 50% of the squares.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever color the knight is already on, it will move on an opposite color next. So in situations where so right now this knight is forking, which is a chess term for attacking multiple pieces at once. At this time, it's attacking 8. Say if it were right here, which is not the best move, but it would only be attacking this single knight, but the knight would be attacking it back. So again, that's why it wouldn't be a good move. But yes, any more questions? And I'm moving through rather quickly, so please stop me if I'm not making any sense, which I think I'm gonna do on this next slide because castling might be a little bit hard to understand. All right, so castling. Castling is the only move to where you can move 2 pieces at once and it only count for 1 move. What that means, or I should show you, yeah, I'll show you what this looks like in game. So, oh my goodness. All right, I'll just start here. So the 5 rules of where you can't castle, all right? So the first one is if you've already moved your king. So the original square for the black king is on E8. If it were right here, it is no longer on its original square, which means that the king cannot castle any longer. Understood? What castling looks like is protecting your king. It serves 2 purposes. One, to protect your king and activate your rook. If you see here, normally the rook would be, oh wait, wrong piece. Normally the rook would be behind these 2 pawns, so it wouldn't really have the chance to move because the knight is the only piece that can hop over pieces. So to accomplish this, the king can move, and again, it'll do that automatically. I apologize. But the king goes behind protection and activates his rook in 1 single move. All right. The next rule where the king cannot castle is if the rook has already been moved from its original square. So, as Aja said, the original square for the rook are on the H and A files. So if this rook is no longer on this H file, the king cannot castle. Make sense?
Yeah. Can it castle if it moves back to the H file afterwards?
No, sir. If it moves from its original square once, it can no longer castle.
Okay. And does that make it so it can't castle on the other side or just the side that moved?
No, just the side that moved.
Bet.
That's a great question. So what Mark is kind of alluding to is say that this rook is already moved, but this rook isn't. You can castle this side, but that kind of leads me to my next ruler where you can't castle. This queen is affecting this vertical. So because the queen is doing that, it can no longer castle this side because you cannot castle through interruption. What that means is because this queen it can potentially attack this vertical, the king can't pass through looking to castle. If the queen were, oh gosh, I hate when it does that. If the queen were here instead, then the king, oh wait, actually, my fault. So, okay, that kind of leads me to my next one. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. So, we just went over the king can't castle if the king moved and if the rook moved and if there's any interruption, right? So the next one is the fourth step. If the king is checked, which the white queen is attacking the king, it cannot castle out of check. It cannot do that. That is illegal. What you would first have to do is block, and then the queen does some random move or whatever, and then you would be able to castle. All right. The next one is the king cannot castle into check. So say right here, the queen is here, and you wanted to castle on the queen side, feel me? It cannot do that because it would be castling into check or into the queen's path. What this looks like in game is this right here. So there's no interruption, as you can see, because there's no pieces in front of this castling, there's no pieces attacking this castling on either side. What it looks like on the queen side, and I believe black moved first. So I'm sorry, what it looks like on the king side is the king moving 2 spaces to the right, as you can see by the 2 dots, 2 spaces to the right. And then the game will automatically move the rook to the other side. Understood? Let me just go back one more time and show you. Once you move 1 space, you see it'll no longer allow you to castle. It's just a regular move. But if you take your opportunity to castle on the king's original square and the rook's original square, it automatically castles for you. What it looks like on the queen side is the same thing. The king moves 2 spaces to the left, and the rook automatically castles for it. And again, this serves 2 purposes. 1, to protect your king and remove him from the center. And 2, I got hiccups, activate your rook. Man, it's bad too. So yes, the king, castling protects the king and activates the rook in 1 move. So in theory, you're moving 2 pieces, but for the sake of 1 move. Does that make sense? I had trouble explaining this last time.
Understood.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta see y'all heads nodding because I want to make sure this makes sense because it is a sort of hard concept. We all good?
If could you go back to that last page?
Yes, sir, I can. Give me 1 quick second.
So could you reset it so that the kings are where they're supposed to be real quick? And then could you move the queen, or you can leave leave the knight out, please. And then could you move the queen to B1, please? Is this still a legal castle if he tried to castle on the queen side?
No, you wouldn't be able to because the queen is affecting this path, and the rook would still have to travel all the way over here. That's the only reason why.
So I was actually gonna. This is something that I learned from Phil. This is actually still a legal castle because it doesn't block the king's path.
Interesting.
Same thing if the queen was on A1 and attacking the knight, I mean the rook, or if it was on H1 attacking it diagonally, you could still castle the rook out of trouble, but you can't castle the king out of trouble.
Okay, so let's test this.
Yeah, because the computer will tell you if it's a legal move or not. If you set it up. So do
I'm gonna have to do a lot
C7,
of moves.
move C7 all the way up. Black. and then move white's B2 up to get taken by the black piece. Move the queen out.
The
black queen out to B6. Move the pawn forward by. Oh yeah, that works perfect. Yeah, take with queen, castle.
Interesting.
Yep, because it doesn't block the king's path; it only blocks the rook's path.
Interesting. Well, I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
So you can get out of like certain struggles sometimes if you know that small little like fact about like that small piece of chess like lore, you know?
Absolutely. Well, shoot, daggone it. Learn something new every day.
Hello.
I also have one question.
Go ahead, sir.
So, can you only castle once a game because it moves the king out of its place?
Absolutely. Yes, you're right on track.
All right.
You can only castle once a game. Well, shoot, you really do learn something new every day.
I got your back, fam.
I appreciate you. Well, that kind of leads me to the last part of this section. And so on this board here, I have 10 checkmates for black. All right. So if we could, I'd like to have as many people as we can point out a checkmate with everything we've learned today. If you know the bishops have to stay on their diagonal or stay on their color at least, and you know the queen is the combination of both the rook and the bishop, and you know the knight moves in an L shape, we can figure out all the checkmates on this board. So I will start with Mark just to get you out the way. If you could point me to one checkmate, please. Am I talking? I'm talking, right?
I'm so sorry. I wasn't talking. That was me. I'm so sorry. I said
Okay.
everything. My bad. C7 to C3, please.
C7 to C3. That is a checkmate. The reason being, the king cannot move here because of the knight and the bishop, or the knight and the rook, I'm sorry, cannot move here because of the bishop on C2, and cannot move here, obviously, because the queen is attacking that diagonal. I appreciate you, good sir. Would anyone else like to give it a shot? And I will give you a hint. The queen has about 7 checkmates by herself. Mark already named one, so 6 more.
Can I say one?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
So I think C7 to E5 should be a checkmate.
Absolutely. This is the last time I'll do the reason being, because hopefully you guys understand that the king is being attacked, and the squares that it can move to, or the only legal squares that you can move to, are none. Because the rook is attacking this square along with the knight, and the bishop is attacking this square by its lonely. All right. If we could, oh gosh, bro.
Bro, all my life, I've never seen chess software do that in my life. Like, a king should not be able to fly across the board like that at all.
I know, it's crazy. But if we could have another one, please. And y'all know how Malcolm rocks, we do voluntold. And there are no wrong answers. We are just looking to help and make sure you gain understanding.
I have a question.
Please.
Okay, so like the rook, on G1, could it put the king in danger?
Absolutely. And the way that it checkmates is this move right here.
Okay.
So the reason being, I know I said I wouldn't do that, but yes. The reason being is because it's obviously being attacked by the rook, and it can't move here because of the bishop on C2. And it can't move here because of the rook and the queen attacking this G7 square. All right, I'll give you guys a few more hints. There's one checkmate with the knight. This knight here, there's one checkmate, and then there's one checkmate with the bishop. And the rest are all with the queen.
Does everyone have to do one, or could I say another one?
Let's hold off.
All right.
If we could get more volunteers, I appreciate you though.
I have a question.
Do your thing.
So, sorry, so it doesn't matter how many like pieces you have on the board. You still have to get in checkmate, even if you only have like one piece, and the other player still has like all their pieces left.
Yeah. Because in theory, see, I'll show you a stalemate. This is a stalemate.
Yep.
If you were to make this move as black, you would be handing your opponent a low-key W because he should be checkmated. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power pieces against your king by its lonely and you don't checkmate, you kind of have to look at yourself a little awkward. You feel me? Because this is a winning position the whole way through. And this is almost like literally the only losing move. I think maybe, this would also be a stalemate, something like that.
Yep.
Because again, the king has nowhere to go.
Any bishop
so in
mover,
theory, oh my gosh. So in theory, all you would have to do right now is check the king. So we had, dang, I forget who showed me this checkmate. I apologize, I'm forgetting your name at the moment.
It was Mahalit, right?
What?
It was Mahalit.
Was it?
Yeah, 100%. She just went.
Okay, that works. So, with the queen, what positions can you put the king in check?
Wait, I have one with the knight.
Okay, do your thing.
Could it F7?
Absolutely. So F7, so knight H6 to F7. And again, it can't move here because of the rook on the G file. Can't move here because of the bishop. And it can't move here because of the rook again. Great move, great move. Let me click off of the king so don't do that. So we have one more with the bishop.
And we got 4 more with the queen.
Yeah, we got a whole lot more with the queen. And please do not all raise your hand at once. Just to give you a hint, the queen is really simple. All you have to do is throw a check at it, really.
Yeah, 5 more. Whoops.
Has 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then in the corner,
yeah,
H7.
Then, yeah. 5.
I mean, that was quite the volunteer. You just told us, all 5 of those.
Yeah, hopefully somebody picked up on that. But I'll go ahead and run through them quickly. Please make sure you're paying attention. This is a checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
This is a checkmate. I'll go through all of them. This is a checkmate. This is a checkmate. This is a checkmate. This is a checkmate. And this is a checkmate. So in total, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the queen. The bishop checkmate looks like this because it's attacking this diagonal. And again, it can't move to either of these squares because of the other pieces that's surrounding it. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, that's gonna irritate me. All right, what's next? What's next? Okay, the knight, which we had Fevin discover. This checkmate on H6 to F7. Again, it can't move to any of these surrounding squares. Then we had Mahalit introduce this checkmate. Go ahead and bang that one out on the G file. And yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So good job, team. I appreciate y'all. And I hope I explained everything well to everyone's understanding. Just a quick overview because, I'm gonna assume your silence means you guys are all ready to be chess masters. Let me go ahead and unshare this screen so it gets a little more personal. All right. So how many points are the queen worth? Mark, don't answer. Or Gabriel, por favor.
The queen is worth 9, right?
Yes, ma'am. Now you can't answer the next one, please. How many points is the king worth? Again, don't all raise your hands at once. What are the main illegal moves? Nashara, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Could you explain what you are?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Or did you call me? I heard Nashar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were asking what's the illegal moves. Are you meaning on the screen I was just on?
Oh, yeah, because you're like, this is an illegal move. I was just like, oh, what is like the main illegal move?
Oh, okay. So let me just share this one more time. So illegal moves are basically moves that, quite literally you can't do. And they're illegal because there's a piece that's attacking the square that it's intending to go to. So if it were to move here, it's attacked by the knight because it moves in that L shape. Remember the 2 spaces up, 1 to the left, or however you want to look at it. And it's attacked by the rook because the rook attacks vertically and horizontally. So that's an illegal move because it simply can't go there. This would be another illegal move because the rook again is attacking this entire file and the queen is attacking this horizontal as well. And then it can't move down from this square because the queen is attacking this horizontal still and the bishop is attacking this diagonal. You feel me? So illegal moves are just moves that you simply can't do because a piece is attacking that square.
Is it true that illegal moves will only be stopped like automatically if it's in like a computer engine? Like if you're playing in real life, people can play illegal moves as long as you don't catch it?
Yeah, in theory, as long as your opponent doesn't catch it.
Because that's like what you were talking about where like someone takes your king instead of checkmating it.
So
like they didn't move out a check, which is an illegal move, and then they take the king.
So I had a situation in a chess tournament and it was time. That's the only time that you can take the king. You don't even have to announce check whenever you're playing timed. So it's really key that you pay attention. But say it's white's move and he moves like this, I can just take the king because it's timed, unfortunately. But if you were playing a game without a timer, then you would have to announce check. So, and he wouldn't be able to even move there in a regular game.
Yeah,
so
you call him out.
Weird.
You'd say you can't move there, move your piece back. But in a timed game, you can't do takebacks.
Absolutely. But if it's white move, then you've messed up horribly because it has no legal move.
If it's white move as black, you just ruined a perfectly good game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's an illegal move black could do in this position? It would just be like moving a piece wrong, right? So like moving like rook G to like rook F2.
Like something diagonal or something of the sort. But the
moving
only
the bishops
move
off their color
really using for black is anything that doesn't check the white king right now. Like literally anything. If you do this, stalemate. If you do this, stalemate. If you do this, stalemate. You move the king, stalemate. If you're not attacking the king, it's a stalemate.
Yeah, there's no move that isn't stalemate if you don't checkmate.
Absolutely. Do we have any more questions? Because if not, I have some for you all. All right. How many points is the night worth? And the same people I asked not to speak, please
3.
maintain. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. If the knight is in the center, how many pieces can that knight attack?
8.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you all for rocking with me. It's been your boy Mark J. I appreciate oh my gosh, I cannot talk. I appreciate you all for staying with me. I apologize if I had any troubles explaining something or if you don't understand. Please, now is your time to ask me for any clarity. But if not, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to my homegirl G to close us out.
Okay, y'all, I've been listening in the background. Do you feel me? Just in the background, y'all did y'all thing. I love it. So I hope y'all, learned something from today. I hope, y'all got something out of today, and to test that, I'm gonna ask some people some questions. So, let me see. Mark, gay. I don't know.
Shoot, we got time. Lay it on all of them.
Oh man. I'm gonna take a volunteer. I'm gonna have a volunteer. I want this volunteer to tell me, what did you learn? What's something you learned? What did you like? And what did you dislike? So I'm gonna take a volunteer. Whoever wants to go. Let me see. Mark, is that you?
I was mostly just thinking about the dislike thing. That's just funny.
Oh, okay, Gabe, are you my volunteer?
What did you not like? I'll volunteer. I don't have. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say Gabe. Go ahead, Gabe. What did you learn? What did you like? And what did you dislike?
So I learned, I forgot what it's called because I just remember that it was hard to pronounce, but it was a move where the example was used with pawns, and if you tried to put a pawn past another pawn where they couldn't attack it, you could move it in a way that would get it. I forgot. I think it was like potpourri. I don't remember.
En passant.
En passant, yeah.
Yep. En passant. Yep. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, so what did you like? What did you like from today?
So it was, for me, it's a fun experience, definitely. So
I love it.
It was funny. Yeah.
And what did you dislike, if anything?
Well, my internet wasn't very good. I lagged during a bit, so that's the only part.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You feel me? I'm digging it. I love it. Okay. All right. Let me see. Mahalit. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it perfectly. One thing that I learned was that I don't know what it's called, but that the king can move, like, to get protected by like the rook. I don't know what it was called, but like
castling.
Yeah, you can only do that.
Kingside castling.
Yep, and you can only do that once, right? And that's what I learned. And one thing that I liked was getting to meet all of you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I love it. Now, what did you dislike, if anything?
I don't think I disliked anything, but it's only the first day. I'm joking. I don't know.
She's like, give it time. I love it. Dope. Okay. I'm gonna take one more volunteer, and I'm gonna take my man Mark. What you learn, like, dislike.
I really liked just the vibe. Like, everyone was really polite and respectful, and I really liked just the way you guys were talking to us. It didn't. You weren't talking down to me, which I always appreciate, and I find that to be a respectful thing to do between adults. So I appreciated that. I did not like the shirt I wore today. I have a Macam shirt and I didn't wear it, which is also unprofessional, so I wasn't being thoughtful. So I didn't like that.
Okay, look, say that.
And then what did I learn today? I learned y'all names, and I learned how to pronounce them correctly, because I believe that that's an important. I mean, you see my last name, that looks very clearly to be a last name that has a J sound in it, and there's no J sound in that last name. So I've always been Mr. Sokolaj, and my name is Sokolai. So that I appreciate when other people pronounce my name right. So I always work hard to pronounce other people's names right. You know?
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, look, y'all. I still got time to take more people, which is crazy because, you know, with the younger kids, I didn't have as much time, you know, so I'm going to pick on more people. I like to do that. Bethania, what did you learn? What did you like? And what did you dislike?
I learned about like how much each like piece was worth, and what I liked was just like the examples and having like a visual like representation of everything, so it's easier to learn. And then something I disliked, nothing really. My Wi-Fi was just being kind of crazy too, so I was just like, okay, that's one thing I disliked.
Who y'all got? Y'all got Spectrum?
Xfinity. They be playing. It sucks. Like, no.
Me too.
They really do though.
Call Xfinity and tell them y'all got me messed up because
Exactly.
I pay for good internet.
Exactly.
I pay for good internet.
Hey, it snowed 6 weeks ago. Here's only 3 megabytes per second. Like
the stressors. Okay, look, I'm liking these answers though, y'all. You feel me? I'm gonna go to 7. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. One thing that I learned was basically like the concept of chess, because I don't think I've been like taught like breakdown of every like piece and everything. And one thing that I liked is I liked how everyone was respectful, you know. We all talked turns, no interrupting, all that. And I didn't really have anything to dislike. Everything went well.
I'm here for it. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna take one more. And he know I'm coming for him. QT, what'd you learn? What'd you like? What'd you dislike? You knew I was coming for you.
I did know it. Okay. You know, one thing that I always like about our meetings is the vibe. Everybody's real, you know what I'm saying? It's all love. We had 2 newcomers today, you know what I'm saying? We showed them the proper respect and the proper manner. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can always dig about us. You know what I'm saying? And then, only thing I dislike is talking to y'all through this motherfucking computer screen. Oh, there's kids on here. I'm sorry. Talking through this computer screen. I wish we could meet up in person.
What you doing now? That's a fact. That is a fact. Wish we could be face to face with this, y'all. But look. I love the answers. I love the responses. You know, y'all, just, you know, to cap back to some of the things that Mark touched on in the beginning, you know, we are Macam and we focus on developing those tenacious learners, compassionate leaders, and ethically driven critical thinkers. And that's what we did. We did that today. You feel me? We did some of that today. So, I hope y'all are ready for tomorrow. You know, now we changed our, you know, dynamic just a little bit. We was doing the chess tournament tomorrow, but we're gonna switch that to Friday. So I hope y'all ready for the chess tournament. I hope y'all take everything y'all learned today from me, feel me, about chess. Practice a little bit on the chess.com, send out some of them challenges, come back on Friday ready to win the tournament, because you feel me,
I'm taking all days.
There's something involved if you win that young tourney. You feel me? You don't win that tourney. You gotta beat Mark though, which
we can win the smallest violin in the world.
That's easy. Oh, what happened?
I said we can win the smallest violin in the world.
Hey, man, you know, you can do that. But look, so tomorrow we are combating the culture. We taking Friday segment, we pushing it to tomorrow, we combating the culture. So I hope y'all are ready for that. But with that being said, you know, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube page, even though we are at 100 subscribers, you feel me? So we get to make our mark and get our address for the YouTube. Y'all gotta like give me some you feel me, some snaps or some claps or some woohoo, some bird calls, some woo-hoo, some I read some something. Y'all gotta give me something for the 100 subscribers to the YouTube page, y'all. We did that, we got that. You feel me? So yes,
yeah,
but
that's what's up though.
if you haven't subscribed, make sure you go subscribe. And you feel me? Thank y'all for those of y'all, if this is your first time, welcome to the Mac family. I hope y'all, you feel me, see what type of vibe on. This is it all the time. So welcome to the family. And I will see y'all tomorrow.
See you then.
Absolutely. And if you haven't subscribed, the link is in the chat. So please tap in.
Yep.
Tap in.
Stay safe out there.
Yes, indeed. Y'all stay safe. We appreciate y'all again.
Peace and love.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out, Sloan. Peace out, Gabe.
Are we having? Okay, all right. Bye, y'all. Oh, you said Gabe. I thought you said Gabe. My bad.
No, Gabe.
Okay. Are we having like a debrief meeting again?
Do we need one? I feel like it went
I don't
well.
know.
We did good. Is there anything that y'all feel like needs to be addressed?
So
y'all were the facilitators, the coach.
When are you gonna do the chess part? Are you doing the tournament on Friday?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't do a chess part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't do a chess part. I'm just combating the culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I am participating in the tournament, but
yeah. Okay.
But just make sure you already sent me your presentation for tomorrow, right? All right, bet. I'm gonna definitely tag in on that. And then Aja, could you just send me yours so we could make sure we don't.
I sent mine to you a little minute ago too. And so we're doing the combining the culture for the younger group, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
So just simple stuff like Black inventors. I was thinking like we ask them what they want to be, that type of thing, and then get into the inventors, and then really just dialogue for some of it. Don't gotta be nothing too crazy.
Like what their interests are, what it is they like to do. You know, push those. What's your favorite subject? Why is your favorite subject? What's your least favorite subject? You know, because it's also important to figure out the things that they don't like. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all I gotta say really.
Yeah,
I'll make sure I work on my sections.
Yeah, that combating the culture came faster than I was ready for, but hey, you know, we here.
Yeah, it's all good though. But y'all be easy.
I'll see y'all.
Stay black.